What's going on, guys? This is your host, the Rise is Cheap podcast, Jordan here, and here is our UFC recap from UFC Austin this past weekend. What a fight! I swear it was so good. Um, this was definitely one of the best fight nights of the year. Either it could be one of the best fights of the year, not just better than any pay-per-view. I thought it was great. Everyone was able to see it on ESPN Plus. We had 8 performances of the night, which was crazy. 8 performances of the night and one fight of the night, which was Bellato versus Porteria. And let's talk about that one first, because I'm going to go up on the prelims, then I'm going to go to the main card, and we're going to talk about the recap. So first, I'm going to get on the Bellato versus Porteria fight. Oh my gosh. I don't know about you guys, but I thought that fight should have been stopped. But I'm kind of glad that it did not, because it did not disappoint. Oh my gosh. It was so good. I think, the crazy part is I'm surprised the ref did not push away Poteria, because those hits that he was giving the Bulato were hard. When I say hard, they were hard. And the stoppage for Bellato against Poteria when he won, those were not heavy shots. I mean, maybe they were, but the damage that Poteria gave was just crazy. And in my opinion, I was just surprised that he was still in there. I think the reason why the ref did not end the fight was because he kept moving. He was fine. He kept moving. I mean, he rose from the dead. Literally rose from the dead and won the fight. I thought that fight was just crazy. And it's his debut in the UFC. I can't wait to see what this kid has in store. Like, he's gonna be a tank in the light heavyweight division. Next, we're gonna go to another fight, which was Wellington Turman versus Jared Gooden. Jared the Night Train Gooden. You know, Wellington Turman being coached by Alex Pereira. I thought I had Wellington Turman on this fight, but I know that there was 17 finishes Jared Gooden had, and when I saw the fight start, these guys did not give it a break. It was like the last 30 seconds of a fight. They were just going at each other, no matter what, at what cost, and it was crazy. I thought Wellington Turman with that takedown, that was a crazy takedown that I've never seen in my life. It went high. When I tell you that went high, it was crazy. And, the fact that Gooden stayed in there, knocked him down, and submitted him, that fight couldn't get any better from those two. I thought um, Gooden put on a show. And I'm very happy that it ended that way. But, I think Wellington Turman's going to stay in the UFC. I think he was like 1-2 in the UFC. Um, I don't think they're going to get rid of him. His coach is Pereira. I'm not sure. I think they might give him one more shot. If not, they might can him, but I think they'll give him one more shot. Next, we got from the fights. I'm just going to pull this up because I don't want to get this wrong. From the fights from the prelim card, we're going to go to another fight. I wanted to start a little bit and talk about the first fight against Jamie Horth and Hardy. That was a pretty good fight. I thought, she was undefeated. Horth was undefeated. Hardy was just fast. And that fight went to decision. It was just Hardy. Hardy knocked Horth down in the start. And then in the third round, you kind of saw Horth going onto it and starting to get her momentum, but it wasn't enough. So the win was up to Hardy, and she ended up defeating Horth for Horth's first loss. Then let's talk about the two slams. I know they were coming up. Drakkar Klose, one of the best slams I've ever seen of this year for sure. Well, definitely in a while. It was great seeing that slam. Holy cow. The way that dude hit the mat. Oh my God. It's like echoed. Solecki just hit his head and just Drakkar Klose. What a slam. And let's not talk about back to back. Our guy Cody Brundage had his win against Zachary Reese in like a minute 16. I was just pumped. I was watching the watch party and we were watching the fights. And when Cody slammed him, I was up and screaming. I'm so happy for that guy. He definitely deserved it. Going in and fighting someone who's 6-0 with 6 first-round finishes, I couldn't be any more proud of Cody Brundage for that fight, and he definitely deserved one of those 8 performance of the nights. Let's not forget an honorable mention for the Misha Tate fight. Misha Tate versus Avila. It was a good fight. Like, don't get me wrong. Avila could not match Misha Tate's grappling, and Misha Tate was able to submit her. It was pretty. It was pretty controllable, to be honest, on Misha Tate's part. But I think Avila is gonna come back stronger. But Misha Tate did great, and I'm proud to see that like she's still killing it. Like her post fight interview was great. And, she told everyone not to give up on yourselves because everyone was saying retire, this and that. And you know what? She didn't care. She's going to rise. She's going to keep rising no matter what. And on the main card, let's get to that. Let's talk about the submission from Dustin Stolfus against Punya Soriano. I thought Soriano was going to win that. I had him winning. And, it's really good to see, an underdog. Because I think Stolfus was a underdog. Seeing him go in there and win that fight by submission couldn't get better. I was very happy. Even though I didn't have him winning, I was very happy to see there was an underdog and an upset in that fight. There was a lot of upsets tonight, don't get me wrong. I know a lot of you guys, had Zach Reese winning against Brundage. I know some of you guys, I know there was a few others. This fight definitely was one of them. So, next we're going to go to the Clay Guida versus Joaquim Silva. What a fight. I thought, it was electric when Guida came out there in his entrance. I thought it was an electric, and it was so good to see him go out there. And, it gives me so much respect to him because after the fight, he knew he lost, and he was very respectable and just was clapping for Joaquim Silva. And you know what? That was a great fight, and I'm glad that, Clay's going to fight more. I thought maybe he'd retire, but I think he wants to retire on a win. Next, we got the Sean Brady versus Kevin Gastelum fight. I knew this fight was going to go one way. I had Sean Brady winning it, and I'm so glad he did. He went out there and he destroyed. Sean Brady, losing against Bilal Muhammad last fight was crazy, but I think he's going to go back out there and he's going to kill it. Like, this is his streak now. He's going to climb the ranks. He beat Kevin Gastelum, who beat Chris Curtis last fight. So, going out there and beating Kevin Gastelum and getting his momentum back is great. So congrats to, Sean Brady on that. I'm really happy he's back on his winning streak. Next, we had Rob Font versus Devinson Figueiredo stepping up from flyweight to bantamweight. I thought that was crazy. I thought Rob Font was going to knock this dude out. Devinson Figueiredo showed a lot of people that he could step up to bantamweight. And, it was really cool to see the fight. That was a pretty good fight. I kind of thought it could go either way at one point. But, it went to Devinson Figueiredo. And I'm excited to see what he has in store for the bantamweight division. Him against, he called out Sean O'Malley. I know it's not going to happen. Maybe 2 or 3 more fights. If Sean O'Malley's still champion, I'm thinking Vera is going to upset O'Malley once and for all. And I don't know. Maybe O'Malley versus Figueiredo at one point, but who knows? And the co-main event, we had Jalen Turner versus Bobby Green. I don't know about you guys tonight, but the rough stoppages should have been a little sooner. Like I said, at the Eor Pretoria fight versus Bellato, it should have been stopped, but I'm glad it didn't. It was a fight of the night. And, Jalen Green, I thought that one punch knocked out Bobby Green. Ref should have called it. There shouldn't have been three extra punches. It should not have gone that way. But, I had Bobby Green winning because Bobby Green knocked out Grant Dawson, one of our guys. And, I thought Dawson was going to go in there and win. But, it happens to every fighter. There's the better fighter at that night. There's people who have their downs, and Jalen Turner went out there and won, and it's cool. I'm glad to see he's gonna climb the ranks. He's young, and yeah, I thought it should have been stopped, but wow, crazy first round knockout. And let's not forget the main event, Tsarukyan versus Dariush. I thought both the Green and the Turner fight and the Dariush versus Tsarukyan would go longer, maybe 3 rounds or more. But wow, two first round finishes. They had Tsarukyan versus Dariush. Who thought Tsarukyan was going out there with a knee and win? Dude, he jumped out of the cage and he started sprinting. I'm not sure if that was his dad or somebody, but wow, what a finish, and what from both those guys, and what a performance from those two, Jalen Turner and Tsukran. What a performance from like so many people in this fight. It was crazy. I thought it was the best fight of the year in my opinion. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I'm excited. Another thing I want to talk about is the Tsukran versus Bobby Green. Whatever the heck happened with that shit, I don't know. It was just weird. Like Bobby Green and him just started squaring off and, talking crap. I don't know what's going to happen between those two. I doubt that Tasukuran's going to want to fight him because he literally just knocked out Darush and he's climbing the ranks. He doesn't need Bobby Green. Or else it'd be nice to see them feud, maybe. But I doubt it's going to happen. But I just don't get that whole scenario from those two. Darush pushed him. I don't know what the whole story was. I heard, he's like, oh, respect my name, something like that, pushed him. But in my opinion, I don't think it's going to happen because, Tsukran's climbing the rank. Maybe he does want to fight him really bad. And I think Tsukran would bully him. But I'm not sure if it's going to happen. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. I hope you enjoyed this recap.